And I'm David. We're talking about Big Brother.
Oh, well, this was a different week.
Yeah, different in a lot of ways.
This season, I mean, it's keeping us on our toes.
It's unpredictable. Yep.
And it's entertaining.
Yep.
And people are playing.
People are playing, they're playing a different style.
Sometimes.
Than we're used to.
Okay.
So going back to what we spoiled a little bit last week,
right.
we finally got to see the veto competition happen last week.
So it was like Bowl Arena, but they didn't bowl this time after they spun around. They had to stack glasses.
Which was great.
Great.
Yeah.
Obviously, when you're dizzy, stack glasses.
Such a good idea. Yes.
Genius.
Yeah. And there are several people obviously gunning to win this. It's very important for either Winston or Brett to win.
The bros gotta win.
Yeah, and Scotty wants to win because he wants those noms to stay the
Don't
same.
yeah.
Brett comes so close.
He made just a stupid mistake. He almost had it.
And you just gotta reset that
Did
time.
not reset his time. That's it, buddy. You're out.
So then it came down to Scotty and Rachel, essentially.
Did you see Scotty?
Close. He was like flipping around.
He was a madman on that thing.
Yes.
Well, he deserved to win that.
Yeah.
Because that was insane.
So he got the veto, and then, you know, the bros hatched their final 3 deal, and they're pitching it to him, and he's not really buying what they're selling.
No, and I thought it was an interesting little edit that CBS did to give Caitlyn the credit.
Yeah.
That she
came
up with this. She got a hit.
Wow, yeah. I just had a vision.
That hit was named Bailey.
Yeah.
But CBS didn't show that part.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So Caitlyn is not actually clairvoyant, but she sort of plays it off like she is, and Scotty sort of tells her, like, yeah, you're right, they do have this plan. And so then she flips out on Brett, because she thought she could trust him.
So then the veto ceremony I thought was interesting because obviously we've had this Brett Caitlyn thing happen, and so Brett's speech, which we had heard on the feed she was offended by, and then we got to see it. It was pretty funny.
It was so weird and just like the most bizarre speech. But Caitlyn didn't find it funny.
She did not.
So that just sort of deepens the rift between Brett and Caitlyn.
Thursday's episode, our live eviction.
Yep.
We got a little visit home for Sam's family.
Yeah, which was cute.
It was cute. We see that people are going back and forth on the vote.
Yes.
The house is obviously divided again. Once again.
Yes.
Love it.
So of course the Fauteuil side, whatever, if that is still even a thing, but that side of the house wants to get Brett out because they see him as more of a threat. And the level 6 side wants to keep Brett because they think he's more of an asset than Winston.
Tyler always told Caitlyn he was going to vote the way that she wanted him to, but he told his side that he was just telling her that. So the level 6 side knew that Caitlyn and her alliance members were going to be blindsided again, that the vote was not going to go the way that they were expecting it to, which leads us to Brett's speech.
Yes.
Very bold.
Very bold to call Rockstar out in front of everyone with just a total lie.
Total lie, and it's not even a real believable lie because he and Rockstar don't get along. They don't talk. So what would be her motivation to tell him any information whatsoever, right?
It was so weird, and she was totally caught off guard and sort of like just looking around like, what is going on?
I mean, her face, Caitlyn's face, Bailey, Haley, like all of them are like, what? This doesn't make any sense. I think we all at home were probably making those same faces. It's like, what? Okay.
Okay. And then Winston's speech was very much like Winston, boring, right?
Winston, sure. But what was interesting is that he gets voted out. He just walks out without saying bye to anybody and is telling Julie he's straight shocked.
So mad that
Julie's
he got
like,
voted out.
No, why are you shocked?
Yeah.
Did someone tell you were safe? And he, of course, no one told him he was safe.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, he was really caught off guard that he might be evicted.
Yeah. But by Winston. Not sad to see you go.
Not at all. So then we cut back though, getting ready for the HOH, and Rockstar is losing her mind on Brett.
Yes.
And now Brett is sticking to his gun.
Yeah, he's not like, oh, I was just kidding.
Yeah, no, this is the moment when Brett goes, oh, I was just hoping to like sway votes.
Yeah,
like
I was just trying to shake things up and whatever, but he's like, oh, you can't even own it? You need to, you know, take responsibility for what you did, Rockstar.
Oh my gosh.
And she's like, on my daughter's birthday, you would do that? She's very upset and emotional.
She is very upset. I mean, I'd be pretty upset too if anyone like specifically called me out.
Sure. I mean, it doesn't matter that it happens on your daughter's birthday.
No,
like,
no.
it's a silly
Of course
thing.
not.
But like, I
Right.
would be upset too if you put me on blast in front of everyone in the house for something that I didn't do. You
Yeah.
know, I would absolutely be upset.
And also, Caitlin's running around like, what happened? What happened?
Right.
This vote,
Right.
who flipped?
Yes.
I mean, no one really flipped. They just lied to you.
Right.
Then we get to see the beginning of
Yep.
the HOH.
Right, which is the classic wall comp. It's usually the shorter people who do better on this. Because,
Yes.
You know, they've got a lower center of gravity.
Yes, I really thought JC had this one.
Yes, me too. But then on Sunday's episode, we get to see that competition resume. And, you know, people are sort of dropping off. Rockstar's the first one to drop off, and she's really emotional because, you know, obviously she wanted to win this and seek revenge on Brett. And, you know, before she went into the house, she was all talk about how she had given birth 3 times, so she was going to win that wall comp.
Naturally,
Yeah.
without drugs. And I was like, then show me, Rockstar.
Yeah.
But apparently that does not
Didn't
equal
go that
one
well
or
for
the
her.
other.
Yeah. And then it comes down to Sam and Tyler.
This whole comp lasted less than an hour. These things go on for hours.
Yeah.
This whole group got down in less than an hour.
Pretty quick.
Everyone's falling. Casey was the last one who could wait for Caitlyn to fall.
Yes.
'Cause pretty much everyone's waiting for Caitlyn. Oh, and we should say JC just like slipped.
Just slipped out of nowhere.
Yeah,
He
he
seemed to be
could've
doing
easily
fine, and
won.
then he just lost his foot.
I really thought one of Caitlyn's spirit guides pushed him off because it was just.
I think that's it, actually. That's what happened.
So then when Caitlyn finally drops Casey, it finally drops, and now we're down to Sam and Tyler.
Right, and
who
Sam
we
just-
know they're together.
They're together, right. But
So-
Tyler has to make it seem like he needs to strike a deal,
Right.
and he can't just throw it. Sam is straight up screaming at him
In
to
true
jump
Sam
off.
fashion, she's not doing it the way everyone does it.
No.
She's like, "Ah!"
She's like, you already got to do this. Jump off.
So he eventually jumps off.
Yes.
And we have Sam as HOH.
Yes.
Now
which
at
is-
this point, yes, we should say, we know Sam has her app that affects this week.
Right, and she has no power over it anymore. It automatically goes to whoever gets evicted this week.
So on one hand, Sam didn't need to win this HOH.
No.
But on the other hand, I kind of understand why you'd want to, so that you'd have like a little bit of power over what your app's gonna do.
To me, I don't think I would want HOH this week because there is a clear chance that someone who you are responsible for evicting is going to come back and seek revenge on you.
Yeah.
It was sort of people are saying it was a bad move for her to not use it earlier. Like, why didn't you use it when you could have used it and you had power over the power?
Right.
But at least she could say like, well, I wasn't HOH, it's not my fault. And like, you know, I had no control. She could at least say like, well, the power was out of my hands at that point. But
Yeah.
now she's HOH, and so she's like,
And all the power's
I
in
don't
her
know, it's
hands.
very
yes,
weird.
she's controlling everything. So did you want all that control apparently? And now it's probably
yes,
gonna bite you in the ass.
Sam's
but
a wild card,
we'll
so
get there.
here we are.
She has won HOH, and we see people still freaking out about this vote, why it didn't add up
Yeah.
for the Falte side.
Right.
I mean, Falte, they all seem like lovely people.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoy most of them.
Yeah.
But boy, they have just been manipulated by the other side so easily.
So easily.
They fight internally more than questioning
Yes.
the people outside of their alliance.
They're like, well, could it have been Tyler? No, it wasn't Tyler.
Well, it's
It
obviously
had to
not
have been
Tyler.
Someone in our inner
Obviously
circle.
not JC.
Right.
So one of us that we trust lied. What?
What?
Like it
What?
just,
But then
this alliance. Whew.
Caitlyn gets a vision from above. Sam flipped the votes with her power.
It's a bitch.
She knows. She knows that's what happened. There's no other possible
I
explanation.
mean, there's literally no other possible explanation.
No.
Caitlyn.
So now she's sort of preaching this story to her side of the house.
Sure.
She's convinced that
and
Sam
her side of
flipped
the house
votes.
is so confused that they're half buying it.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, I don't know.
Yeah. Tyler, meanwhile, is like,
Oh, sure. Oh,
Oh,
wow.
yeah.
You are a
You are a
mastermind.
mastermind.
He has told her she's a mastermind so many times.
which is exactly what she wants to hear,
Of
you know?
course, she
So-
loves it.
Yeah.
As we've mentioned, Sam is a wild card, and
Yeah.
so we see her take everyone to her HOH room.
Right, she sits everybody down for a little talk.
Kind of lays out some rules.
Yes. This is my room. No one is in here without me. I will not be having one-on-one conversations with anybody. And I've already decided who I'm going to nominate. And I'm not going to tell you until the ceremony.
Now, I kind of half love this because I if I was HOH, I'd want my room to myself.
Of course. Yeah.
I hate that everyone's always up there.
Right. People are sleeping
in your
the bed.
space.
Yeah.
Can I listen to your music? Like, no.
Get
My
out.
music, my space.
I
So
won the HOH. This is for me.
having the guts to say that
Yeah.
really makes me laugh. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And she does it in this Sam way where, like, I don't think I could get away with a speech
No.
like that because, like,
No.
people would just be like, why are you being an a-hole?
Right.
But Sam sort of has this way where she says it with a smile and she's got that southern drawl and it's kind of charming and you're just like, oh, Sam.
Yeah, and she's
so
already
people
set
buy
up
it.
that she's a little whoop,
Yeah.
so they're like, oh, Sam being Sam.
Yeah, right.
And they don't get super mad.
Right.
The part about not doing one-on-ones,
Mhm.
I like the part of it that makes people sort of scramble and get paranoid and
Yeah.
scared
Yeah.
because now they have no idea.
Yeah.
They can't manipulate and try to convince you. I like that part of it.
Uh-huh.
The downside is you don't have any information now.
Yeah.
So I get that you want to go with your gut, but it's sometimes helpful
Totally.
to get other information.
And I think, like, as an HOH, it's important to know what the house wants because that helps you weigh your decision because, like, what if you do something that pisses off the whole house and then people are coming after you next week? It just seems weird that she wouldn't gauge the temperature of the house at all in making her decision, but she's already
well,
decided.
she didn't.
Yeah.
She decided, so we go straight to noms,
Uh-huh.
and we just keep going down this path with this enigma of Sam.
She gives a very strange speech.
Okay, before she gives the speech,
Yeah.
her noms, Haley and Caitlin,
Right.
make sense on paper.
Sure.
Those two, she's not friends with,
Yep.
really. They don't socialize and hang out. They're on the other side of the
Yes.
house.
Caitlin is very vocal. She's very clearly a threat and a good target, I think, to have at this point in the game because she stirs up a lot of drama.
Caitlin told everyone about Sam's power, and Sam found that out. So again, on paper, these noms make sense.
Sure.
Sam's delivery
Was questionable.
was a different story.
It was. It felt personal, right? The way that she said it. And she said that these girls are flirty and they're disrespecting the young men in the house. And it's the opposite of women's empowerment. And
Okay, let's stop again.
yeah.
Flirty is calling out their strategy.
Right.
And the week before, Scotty did that with Brett.
Absolutely.
Said you're so charming, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Called out his strategy.
Yeah.
That's dangerous,
Uh-huh.
but it's also bold and
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
So
and you're laying out why that these two are a threat to
Yes.
your game.
So phrasing that, the way Scotty didn't seem offensive.
No.
But the way that Sam phrased it, especially throwing in the female empowerment
Yeah.
thing, you start to just feel like,
Oh.
ooh, did she just completely stab me?
Yeah, it just feels like a character judgment
Yeah.
rather than a game judgment.
Right. So this unleashes a bunch of emotions in the house
Yes.
and outside the house.
Yeah.
We end Sunday's episode here,
With
correct?
that, yeah, with
Yes.
that speech.
So let's continue on with spoilers.
Spoilers. Spoilers.
Obviously, Caitlin is super offended.
Of course.
Haley is upset and
Yes.
offended.
Yeah.
Fessy is in a real tough spot because these are both his girls.
Yep. Sam, I don't think, acknowledges that maybe what she said came off the wrong way.
Watching the live feeds,
Yeah.
she made some comments that made me think, oh, it wasn't personal. She is playing the game. She said why she wants Caitlin out. She has good reasons to want Caitlin out.
Yeah.
She thinks that they are the weakest players in the house, which would give them less of an opportunity
Come
to
back.
do whatever this challenge is to get back in the house.
Yeah.
So those comments made me think, oh, she is thinking of game.
Yeah.
She's playing it off a little with the rest of us. But then she also said some other sort of judgmentally things that I was like, oh, I don't know
Right.
really where her head
And
is.
it's sort of this like old-fashioned way of thinking where like girls need to like be modest, but like the guys walk around with no shirts on and she doesn't seem to have a problem with that. So yeah.
Tyler and JC are the only two who can really kind of talk game with her.
Uh-huh.
So over the past couple days, they have gotten a little bit of information out of her, but she'll still blankly say, like, I'm not telling you.
Yeah.
she'll ask them, well, what would you do? But she'll say, I'm not telling you what I'm gonna do. And obviously that freaks Tyler out because he's trying to manipulate and make, you know, change her mind and stuff.
Yeah.
But ultimately, Sam says, I don't want these doms to change. We want Kaitlyn out. Win the veto and protect it is basically what they were going to do pre-veto.
Yeah.
But guess who wins veto? The one person who didn't want to win veto.
I cannot wait to see how this happens because somehow Fessy walks away with the veto win, which
Fessy
is worst case scenario
was like,
for him.
I can't win this.
Yeah.
I can't decide between Haley and Kaitlyn.
No.
And he wins it and has to decide between Haley and Kaitlyn. He seemed pretty much from the get-go, as soon as he won, he went straight to Haley and was like, I'm obviously using it on you. Kaitlyn then proceeded to spend days working on him to use it on her. The rest of the house, though, was kept kind of in the dark.
Yeah.
Fessy didn't want people to know that he was going to use it on Haley. And with Sam not wanting to talk game, we show up for this veto ceremony.
Yeah.
It sounds like it was just a big hot mess.
Yeah. Cannot wait to see this on the show.
I really can't wait to see this on the show.
Because the fallout from it has been enormous. Now, the night before the veto ceremony last night, he talks with Haley and he's telling her that he's, you know, he wants to use the veto on her. And of course, you know, she's part of her game is being charming and making him want to use it on her because she's trying to save herself, right? But then it just goes to this weird place where Fessy is saying, I will use this veto on you if you stop playing with other guys' hair and you commit to me and you make a final 2 with me.
Look, it's no secret. We know the reason that Fessy wants to take Haley off the block is because he wants to hook up with her. He's been trying to hook up with her since the beginning.
Right.
And she's done a very good job of like holding him at arm's length and saying, no, no, no. If you still like me after the show, then we can talk.
Yes.
He uses it on her, of course. He takes Haley off the block because he knows every week the vote has not gone the way that he thought it was going to go. So he doesn't trust having the girl that he wants to hook up with on the block.
No.
So Haley comes off the block. Well, Sam was not 100% fully prepared for this.
Right. It seems like it was very awkward.
It sounds like she changed her mind in the ceremony, which I don't even know how that works. I didn't think that was allowed. So again, can't wait to see how this plays out. But it sounded like she was starting to tell JC that he was the renom.
Yeah.
Which now I heard her say on Saturday night, she wants to put someone up. If she's gonna have to put a renom, it needs to be someone that sends Kaitlyn out.
That's right.
She doesn't want to put someone up who's a bigger threat than Kaitlyn.
Right, so that's why Tyler is trying to get her to put up Rockstar, but she's saying, no, we need to save Rockstar for next week.
Yeah, people will vote Rockstar out maybe before Kaitlyn.
Yes.
She can go next week.
Yeah.
She said that over the weekend. So it seems like she thought JC is a safe bet. She's friends with JC. Again, these are just conversations you need to have.
Right.
She didn't have. She starts to say JC. JC starts to say something. I don't know what, but he was like, no, not me. We're friends. Like, don't do this to me. And so she says, okay, Rockstar goes up. And now Rockstar's up. So when feeds come back, you know, obviously Kaitlyn is crying to Fessy. How else could you do this? How could you not use it on me?
Right.
And Rockstar is obviously upset, but also Sam has lost it. This was too much. She thought she could handle all of this. No, she could not.
She's outside. She's chain smoking. She's saying, I didn't want anybody to go home. I didn't want to put Rockstar up.
She's explaining her power to everyone. Look, you guys have a chance to come back. I don't know what it is. She was like, but I didn't use it. I didn't use my thing. And now I'm stuck with it. And she's like crying and screaming.
She's
do
like,
you hate me? Do you hate me?
I didn't want to use the power before because I didn't think it would be fair, and I was going to use it week 1, but then you voted to keep me. And so, you know, she's just like totally going off the rails, and all of this game talk that she didn't have all week is now just spilling out.
Right. So, Rockstar and Kaitlyn are on the block, but they both know that there is a chance, everyone knows, there is a chance that they'll come back. But nobody knows what this chance is. I mean, we don't even know.
Right.
We've heard that it's a puzzle.
Right.
But we don't know for sure. A lot of people have been talking about how they want Kaitlyn out.
But this is a situation that Kaitlyn can work, right? Like now that Rockstar's on the block, this is another target in the house.
Well, there's also been conversations about how Rockstar seems less likely to win whatever it is to come back than Kaitlyn. So if Kaitlyn is evicted but comes back, then you've got a mad Kaitlyn.
Yeah.
And we know what that is. The house guests know what a mad
we've already
Kaitlyn
seen it.
is.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily want that.
And you know that Kaitlyn can win comps in the house because she has already won an HOH competition. So
Yeah, she did.
you're reckoning with that.
Sending Rockstar out is kind of like, oh, we don't really care, and she probably can't get back in, but if she does, who cares? She's still kind of an easy target. So I kind of feel like it's gonna go that way till Rockstar being evicted. I mean, it's definitely not set. They're still sort of losing their minds right now.
Sure.
I do know that JC, who's pretty much against Kaitlyn, wants to work an angle to get Tyler and Fessy to both turn against Kaitlyn.
Okay.
JC knows that Tyler is against Kaitlyn.
Yeah.
JC's been working on reeling Fessy in really well. So that's his next thing, is to really cut those ties between Fessy and Kaitlyn.
Yeah.
That's really the thing that I'm waiting to see, is if JC can like maneuver something to get Kaitlyn out.
The big takeaway this week for me is JC's gameplay coming into focus finally, right? Because like for the past few weeks, he's always gotten the like goofy edits and like he can't pronounce words right and he's doing a trust fall and letting Fessy fall, and he always sort of has the fun segment, right? But now, like, this is the first time on the show itself that you're really seeing him make moves, control the vote, you know, strategize with people in secret, and that's exciting.
I personally don't like his style because he's one of those blunt people. He's playing super well. He's playing the floater game perfectly.
Yes.
Everyone thinks that he's with them,
Uh-huh.
but he tells you what to do. Like, he's very direct.
Yes.
He comes in, he says it this way, and he says,
Right.
no, I know that they don't think that, or I know this.
Yeah.
He's just a little too direct for me.
Uh-huh.
I still think he's playing a great game. I'm not saying
Yes,
otherwise.
right. Yeah, but he's
I
got
just
that
have my-
know-it-all attitude.
My personal preference are people who like slide, like
Like
Tyler.
a Tyler,
Yeah.
yeah.
Tyler is obviously running a lot of things,
and manipulating a lot of people.
but it's just a little more subtle.
Yes, he's a little bit more suave.
Yeah, and
you
I
know?
actually love that we have both styles in
Yeah.
the house this season, because we usually have one or the other.
Yeah, totally. What I'm hopeful for, now that we're seeing, you know, JC come alive, I'm hopeful that we get to see the rest of level 5 come alive at some point, because they're just sort of, they're in the situation that they are because they have numbers, and that's really it.
Yeah.
But like, we're not seeing a lot from Angela, we're not seeing a lot from Casey. I think they both could have a lot to offer, but I don't know, because I haven't seen it. I know that Rachel and Angela are kind of working this final 2 thing, and they're now like strategizing.
They actually had a bad week. They're not talking much this week.
Well, but I heard that was all part of a strategy where they're trying to make it seem like they aren't friends anymore, and so they're like not hanging out so that nobody knows they have this final 2 deal. Anyway, I just would like to see them strategize a little bit more on the show. I've seen Rachel, she's good at winning comps, like I've got my eye on her, but Angela and Casey I want to see step up a little bit.
Brett keeping Rockstar as his target seems really silly to me. Like, I think Rockstar is not a real threat.
No, he just doesn't like her.
So, yeah.
It's personal.
Right. So again, if you're HOH and you want to put anyone up for any reason, that's your fine.
Yeah, but I mean,
But
if
like,
she's...
why? Why waste?
Right.
What is she doing anyway? She can't win anything.
I know. I mean, if someone was banging pots and pans around me all the time, I would want them out of the house too. But she at this point has come up to him and apologized for that, and it seems like maybe she's trying to smooth things over. I don't think he likes her anymore. But
he didn't apologize for his lie.
yeah, right.
So, okay. This was a bonkers week.
Yes.
I kind of loved it and kind of was like,
yeah, but I can't wait to see some of these things that we've spoiled on TV, because it's going to be so fun to watch.
Wednesday and Thursday's episodes will be amazing.
Yes.
And I mean, someone may not even go this week.
Yeah.
Or maybe I don't know. Well,
we'll see. We're gonna see how everything works.
Yeah. You guys tell us what you think. What did you think about this week?
Yes.
Who are you rooting for? Who is playing great? Who is not?
Oh, let us know, and we'll see you next time.
Okay, bye.
Bye.